Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film Real Steel. Real Steel takes place in a world where human boxing has gone out of style in favor of robot boxing, and it has been so for about 8-10 years when the film takes place. Hugh Jackman has been driving around county fairs and anywhere he can take his robots to fight. Finds out his former girlfriend, who he had a son with, died, and that he has gotten custody of his son in lieu of her death. Then he makes a deal with his ex-girlfriend's sister's husband, who's like a really rich old dude. He will let him have custody of the kid, but he wants $50,000 now and then $50,000 later when he returns him at the end of the summer to them in New York. And in the meantime, he's bringing the kid along with him to all his robot boxing, and he finds out the kid's actually really good with robot boxing stuff, and he's really into it. And they get this robot called Adam in a junk heap, and they make him into this amazing fighter who wins all these fights. Real Steel is actually a pretty good kind of more family, super mainstream sci-fi movie. You've seen this movie before a million times. If you've seen Rocky, even though it is robot boxing, I guess it would make more sense to make kind of a grittier genre film than mix this with a family-friendly film, which you might not think would work. I haven't seen that many mainstream films be a mainstream film as well as this it does, and even though it has like giant robots fighting each other, which I guess is kind of mainstream, that to me used to not be necessarily mainstream, that'd be just stupid and silly, and I think this combines just a stupid concept, which actually, I think it's kind of actually makes it a little more interesting, because they take a stupid concept and just treat it as a mainstream movie, not as like a silly genre film, and I think that's actually how it works. And at the heart of this you have Hugh Jackman. He might seem like the wrong kind of guy for this. You might want more of a rugged type. I mean, I know Hugh Jackman is more, Gene Kelly than he is Gene Hackman. I think that really works well for this movie, because if you had someone grittier in this role, I think would point out that the film is silly and the family-friendly aspect, and him with his kid is just kind of stupid. I feel like it's become such a big budget thing to like have a lot of edits and a lot of camera movements and a lot of, it's almost like you can barely tell what's going on between the fast cutting and the camera moving all the time. And this film's very clear and actually really good cinematography. I was actually surprised. I mean, not incredibly impressive. This wouldn't be like one of the best shot films of the year by any means, but the way they use kind of very clear mainstream movie cinematography is just very excellent, because I always know what's going on. I always know exactly what everyone looks like. I mean, I think a Transformers 3 probably has better special effects scenes than this movie, but I actually think this is a far better movie and a far better built movie. I think towards the end though, the whole like family friendly aspect of it really hurt it, and the end battle, I wish they hadn't just like kind of skimmed through a bunch of rounds. If you look at something like The Karate Kid, when you show the whole battle, it gets incredibly suspenseful at the end, and I really wish they would actually do that instead of skimming through it. I know they're robots fighting, but I actually kind of cared about if Adam made it through, because I saw Adam beat up all these other guys, and it's like, oh my god, is he really going to do it? They really go for the underdog sports story, even though it's an underdog robot. I could complain that this is a stupid idea and it's such a low common denominator kind of film, and it's so broad and mainstream, but it works very well with all that. It's not often I see a film that's a very good mainstream film that I actually like for once. It works for what it is, and Real Steel is good at being Real Steel. I think it's a little too long, but what isn't these days? Oh geez. So if you have seen Real Steel and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to.